Hello Gemini, and welcome back to my channel for those of you who have been here before, and welcome to my channel for those of you who are just coming over for the first time. My name is Colette, my channel is Inspiring Life Changes, and the reading I'm doing today is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp. So this is a general read. It's not going to resonate with all of you Geminis out there, in which case just take whatever resonates for you, and if it doesn't resonate then maybe look and see where those placements are. The Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising and Cusp, and there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for anybody who's interested in finding out where those placements are if you don't already know, and if you don't know which degree of the actual sign that your placement's in. You might know where your moon is, or you might know where your rising is, but you may not know the exact degree, and it's always helpful, especially in the bigger picture of what's taking place as well, to have an understanding of how the planets are affecting you by knowing where the degree point of your own natal chart planets lie. So Gemini, I'm going to start your reading today with this card here, the Eight of Earth in reverse. Now the Eight of Earth is normally a situation of kind of trying to master something, going back to the table to redo something, to work on something, to learn more about something, to grow something. But because it's in reverse, I'm getting the feeling that this was something that you stopped. It's kind of like you reached a certain point and then you just stopped. You just decided you didn't want to do it anymore. You didn't want to carry on with that. You didn't want to see it go any further. You didn't want it to grow, or you felt as though it couldn't grow anymore. So you left it alone, is what I'm feeling here with this Eight of Earth, Eight of Pentacles. And the next card that we have come out here is the Queen of Air. And today I'm picking up on a few different things with this Queen, but in particular I'm seeing this butterfly effect right over her third eye. Looks to me like a butterfly. And I'm also seeing a kind of crystal symbol above her head here as well, pointing downwards there. You can see that there. It kind of looks to me like a crystal, like something being transmitted in a way. But this is very open and very aware energy. It's like, and I'm feeling for you Gemini that it was a sense of wanting to fly, like wanting to soar, wanting to find out something bigger. Like this was almost like too mundane and too restrictive, maybe just too kind of, it didn't stir you enough. It was like mundane and, dare I say, boring, but something that you, it may well have been something that you were naturally very good at as well, but it wasn't enough for you. And I get with this energy here that this is much more about you opening up to a higher level of conscious awareness, like third eye. That's what I'm kind of seeing, this third eye awakening, third eye opening, like something being transmitted is how I'm picking it up today. And really kind of tapping into this wisdom, this ancient wisdom. And I'm also seeing that because we have the Empress energy that has come out straight after this card. And the Empress energy, again, I'm seeing all of this. What's kind of sticking out for me here is all of this headwear, just like this here. Like with her wings there, opening up this kind of perception It's like the same kind of thing here with this Empress energy. And this, I feel, is kind of the energy that you are opening up to. This awareness of the ancient. It's like ancient energy. The Empress to me represents Mother Earth. She represents being permanently pregnant with potential, abundance, forever giving. When she's upright, she's willing to divulge her knowledge, her understanding, her ancient wisdom, which can also come through in childbirth. It's related to the mother, and that is an ancient wisdom. There is an ancient wisdom in becoming a mother that is passed down from generation to generation. So for some of you, it could have been about becoming a mother and what you learnt through the process of becoming a mother. And also recognising the ancient wisdom from your own female line, generational line. But there's something connecting these two energies together here. This wisdom, this knowledge, this perception. And the secret is kind of, again, the kind of knowledge, wisdom, the secrets that have been kept safe. Is what I'm feeling here with this kind of corn, and the fact that she wears this dress that's very, very unelaborate. There's nothing very elaborate about that dress at all, but it's all up here. It's all in this head area here, which is why I'm feeling it's very much to do with the third eye chakra here, and possibly also the crown energy here as well, crown level energy. There's a sense of tuning into something, tuning into an ancient understanding, an ancient wisdom, and that could have been through childbirth for some of you, becoming a mother, an understanding, a changing of your perception, possibly, of how things actually are when you become a mother. And so it could have also been I just kind of get this kind of eye-opening experience, or opening something, your world opening up to something new, to a different way of perceiving or seeing the world. Because the owl is also, the owl is a night bird. It sees in the dark. It sees everything. There is nothing that the owl misses. So, let's see what else comes through there. But that is the past energy. Sorry, I should have said the cards are set out in 3 rows of 3, top 3 being the past energy, then you have the present energy, and then you have your future energy. So your past creates your present, which creates your future, and the past does not have to be the immediate past. It can be the past from many years back, your childhood, early teens, or early adult, late adult, however, whatever age. It can be a distant past, or a more kind of closer past, but it's creating your future energy and what you are dealing with at this present time, which, like I said, will create your future energy as well. Sorry, Gemini, I should have mentioned that earlier. So the energy that you have coming out of this and what's now in your present energy, what is creating this energy, is the messenger of air. And I feel as though this is you wanting to know more, wanting to know more. It's kind of like your eyes been opened, or something has been revealed to you, and now you want to go in deeper, but it's in reverse. So there's also this kind of feeling of I feel it's like slowly waking up to something. You're slowly waking up. It's like almost like you feel as though you're coming out of this deep slumber that you've been in for a long time. This unawareness, quite possibly as well. Or maybe a sense of you're not listening to what it is that you're being presented with or seeing. What it is that you're being presented with here, Gemini. Because these two cards look they are very similar. A lot of air energy, this is your energy, literally, Gemini. The air energy, and I see this very much as being your energy here, this Queen of Air. Again, it's not gender specific, but it does feel as though it has got a lot to do with feminine energy. Male or female makes no difference, but it does come through with a very strong driving feminine, or driving so much receptive feminine energy, because the feminine energy is more about being receptive, open, communicating, nurturing, especially with this energy here. Again, that's not exclusively female, but the Empress energy herself is a female energy. And so the messenger of air is leading into the page of earth, which I'm feeling, again, it's in reverse. But I'm feeling that this is the kind of, whatever this ancient wisdom is here, it's like just beginning to, you're just beginning to realize it or recognize it or learn about it. And maybe it's the same thing here. It's this kind of earlier stirrings or early, and this isn't a page, this is a messenger, this is a night energy. But I still feel as though there is still, like you've only reached a certain stage. There is a lot more to know here. And you're just kind of waking up to that fact, maybe. And the same with this page of earth here. But there's still a lot, because the Empress energy is earth energy in very many ways. Mother Earth, represented by what she gives us, what she feeds us, the fact that everything that we need is contained within this mothering energy. Whether that's us as babies in our mother's womb, where we are fed everything we need, or whether it's when we come out and life provides us with everything we need, but it all comes from Mother Earth, because there is nowhere else that has, like, we don't have to go off planet basically to receive or get what we need on this planet, on this plane. But again, I'm feeling that this is early learning, early stages of learning here, Gemini. But it's in reverse again. So it may be that you aren't aware of the fact that there is so much more yet to come. But we also have more earth energy here with this 9 of Pentacles. And I'm seeing this 9 of Pentacles as being a similar kind of energy. The 9 of Pentacles here for me is saying it's like this page of earth as well. It's like awakening to the magic, to the earth energy. To kind of recognizing something within yourself, within this little flower here that she's holding in her hands. It's like recognizing the connection maybe between everything. Because we have the 9 has come out after the 8 as well. And the 8 being something that you kind of let go of and left behind and dropped and decided you didn't want to continue. And I'm kind of seeing this here as being all the past confusion. It's coming through as a state of kind of a confused mind, like a confused energy, a confused mind. And again, it's got this butterfly on her face as well. It's kind of like a mini version. I'm seeing it as a mini version of this energy here. But also this energy here as well. Because this has got that butterfly right over her third eye. And she's literally wearing like a butterfly kind of mask here. And of course butterflies are all about transformation. And again, I'm seeing this kind of download, like something being, if you look very carefully, you can see those lines coming down into her head there from that coin that's above it. So it's like these are all the 8. That's kind of what I think I'm getting here. Is this is the 8 that you left behind, and this is the coin that you picked up. With this page of earth energy, this kind of realization in a way that it's still very young energy, that you are still in the process of growing and learning from this. And that there's still so much more to come, like I was saying, but you have this connection now. The connection has been made. Whatever the connection was, it has been made. That's kind of how I'm seeing like this one coin above her head here is kind of something completely different. It's completely different to whatever this energy was for you here, Gemini. It's like all of that is just the past energy of this, which is no longer relevant. Because you've kind of connected with something else, something much bigger, something much more satisfying or fulfilling. But also, again, I'm seeing it as these downloads, which I was seeing here as well. With this, as I was saying, this card, that crystal kind of energy above her head, I'm seeing that as downloads here. I don't know if you can see that. And again with these lines that are hitting her head there. So that's the present energy, that's where you're at, but it's going to take you in the future into a place of with the Six of Water. What I'm feeling today, that this energy here, again, it's the very feminine energy here. And it's feeling to me very similar to this energy here as well. Like this sense of something very, like really big. Like she's really big and she's kind of stuck between these two rocks. Almost like trapped. This trapped energy. And if you look in the water very carefully, you can see a young child reflected back. So this is obviously the inner child of this energy here, but I'm seeing this as also this energy here. This is her. Like a representation of Mother Earth in a way, or the feminine energy, the energy that has been kind of, because she's clutching her stomach here as well. So I feel as though it's kind of a feeling of an energy that's been denied or ignored within you. This young child energy down here. But you're becoming aware of it. And for me today, it's coming through as being something quite different. It's like, it's actually, like I was saying, she represents Mother Earth and everything else is kind of on both sides of her. I'm seeing it as kind of all this industry around her and she's kind of caught there in between. And it's like, it feels like the feminine energy itself in a way of Mother Earth and everything that she represents, and all her love and her care and her nurturing, her compassion, and also her children down here as well in this water. That's kind of being reflected back at her or at you, Gemini, at this time. If this is your energy, if this is you taking this energy on board. This sense of needing to grow, to needing to evolve through this, of healing, the wounds, inner wounds, the generational wounds maybe. Maybe that's what this is about. Maybe that's why I'm seeing her as being this energy. Maybe it's got something to do with healing these generational related feminine wounds here. Female wounds, things that have happened ancestrally as well, Gemini. And the card that we have coming out after this one is the King of Air. So you've got both the Queen and the King of Air here. And so there is kind of calling for a balance, I feel, as well. A need to balance this energy up. Maybe that's also what this is about as well, somehow. The healing. Healing of the masculine energy, healing of the masculine wounds. Because he also is very perceptive. He also, the King of Swords, particularly when he's up the right way, he's very perceptive. He's very knowing. On an intellectual level, he's very much about the intellect, the logic, which is a very masculine energy in itself. Men tend to be a lot more logically minded. So maybe that is also what this is about, this healing, this kind of balancing, this healing of the wounded child. Possibly due to the masculine energy here. Overactive maybe. When he's upright, he's very fair, he's very honest, he's very open. And maybe that's what he's also saying, is that the masculine energy has also got this need to be healed here, because it has been, in itself, the masculine energy has been kind of forced into a way of being that it may not necessarily feel is right. But there has to be harmony, there has to be balance in order for there to be healing. There has to be a balance and a harmony between these two energies. They have to come together. It's interesting that they've both come out as air energy as well, because it is your own energy, Gemini. Of course, Libra and Aquarius as well, but I am picking it up quite strongly today as being your energy here that we're talking about, Gemini. And also this scarf around his neck as well. I often talk about the scarf as being something that is kind of blocking communication, or blocking him from telling his truth here as well. Or having to hold something back, having to not be able to express fully. And also with the mask as well, kind of hiding behind this mask. His true intentions and true feelings maybe. His true intent. There's a lot of mask wearing at this time, of course, in our lives, but it's not over the eyes so much as it is around the bottom of the face. So, but again, it does give this indication of like not being able to see something clearly, or identify a person, identify them clearly. So there may also be something about that as well, that the masculine energy has been misidentified or misrepresented, or even manipulated or used in a way that has been non-beneficial, because we also have the 5 of fire here as well, which is always my card of like all dressed up and nowhere to go, or like, you know, she's dressed up and nobody's turned up to the party, particularly when it's in reverse. But it can also be to do with facing your doubts and fears, and, well, not so much, well, yeah, I suppose fears as well, but doubts about, and your self-belief, your, can also have something to do with self-worth as well, with the 9 of Pentacles here, but I'm not really picking that up so much today. But this could be saying that this journey that you're on, this kind of awakening, this kind of awareness, could have you really looking deeply into your failings or flaws in your character and your nature, because it's the things that stop us from success, or from achieving, or from, it's self-doubt. Self-doubt can also be self-loathing. It could also be depression here as well for some Geminis. A sense of not being good enough, a sense of not being able to do enough, which could also be this need here for this healing. This is maybe what is going to be healed here for you, Gemini. Because we do have the Ace of Cups come out with this card here. The 2 of them came out together. So I say that there's a very strong sense of kind of needing this love, needing this self-love is what I'm feeling this Ace is saying today. This is self-love. This isn't about love from outside. This is about the love that you're going to give to yourself here in order to be able to fight your demons. But fight them in a loving way, not in a kind of masculine, battling, kind of aggressive, yeah, it's much more, it's that gentler approach to something, that more kind of gentler, nurturing side, nurturing your doubts and your fears and and nurturing them doesn't necessarily mean that you're kind of letting yourself off the hook or making them bigger by nurturing them. It's saying that you're like healing them. It's a compassion. It's kind of finding compassion here for yourself and for all what you may see as being mistakes possibly as well that you've made in your life, Gemini. So there's an interesting set of cards here. It's an interesting story. What's coming through today? I'm going to take that one because it just slid off the top. So, why is the 8 of Earth here for Gemini? 8 of Earth energy. Why is it here? What is the story behind the 8 of Earth for Gemini? What is the story? What is the message here for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy of Gemini. And cusp energy for Gemini, if you don't know, is going to be at the 0 point of Gemini coming out of Taurus. So the Taurus energy may still be playing quite strongly in your astrological character and makeup. You may want to check out the Taurus read that I've just done. And if you're at the 29-degree mark of your sign, then you may also want to check out the Cancer reading that I will be putting out as well. So we have the Ten of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Hierophant in reverse. So I'm going to put them in that order because that was how I saw them. So the Ten of Wands here is in reverse, and the Ten of Wands is saying to I'm getting this sense of, and I think I got this yesterday again, I might have got this with a different card, but I'm getting a similar feeling today of like all this chaos around you here. Too much, too many people, and I'm feeling as though they're all kind of trying to influence your life somehow here, Gemini. And maybe that's why you kind of let this go, whatever this was. Maybe that's why you had to walk away from whatever this was. But it feels as though there's been a lot of other people trying to tell you in your life how you should do it, why you should do it, how to do it. Very strongly. That's what I'm picking up here. It could also be a sense of you trying a lot of things in your life as well, having kind of gone through a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different experiences. And kind of got to the point where you just, none of it was working for you. So you've walked away from it to find something else. But I do get this feeling of lots of people kind of explaining how you should and shouldn't do or respond or react or be is kind of what I'm picking up here. And I feel with this Four of Cups here as well that this is you kind of taking yourself out of it. This is you feeling as though, I kind of feel as though it's you feeling like you're trying to work your way backwards through a very fast running river here. Like getting pulled along and you kind of struggling to kind of get out of this energy, in the sense of being pulled into it, being told by all these different people this is how you should be, like I was saying, how you should be and do and act, and you kind of saying, well, actually I'm going to do me here. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to go in the opposite direction to what all of you want me to do. Because we also have the Hierophant in reverse here as well. So there may have been a situation where you've done this, where you have gone in the opposite direction, and it has kind of taken you to a place of being I don't really want to say this, but I'm getting this sense of other people, maybe all these people here in your life, Gemini, kind of now looking at what you're doing, having walked away from everything else, and kind of looking at it in a way that they don't understand it or believe it or see that it's kind of, to them it's ungodly in a way, or it's not got enough tradition about it. It's kind of something that they don't understand. They don't understand. That's what I'm getting here. They don't understand. Because it's different. It's completely different. And it's completely different to however it was that they thought that you would be or should be. Here is also what I'm getting. It is not a traditional path that you're walking here, Gemini, or wasn't a traditional path. The path that you've chosen to take now, after leaving this energy, is not traditional in any way, shape or form. You are moving away from the traditional. You are moving away from doing what other people tell you to do. You are finding your own. And I'm feeling with the Four of Cups as well, it's kind of you finding your own happiness as well. Walking up towards your own happiness, leaving your unhappiness behind here and walking into your own happiness. And over the top of this over the top of this Queen of Air, we have the Two of Discs. For me, the Two of Discs can be about like having one foot in the past and one foot in the future, while you're kind of standing in the present. It's like you're wanting to leave whatever it was that you have been in the past and you want to move into the future, but at the moment you're kind of in between in the present energy, and the present energy has you kind of all tied up and very kind of busy, tied up and busy. But again, this is past energy, and again it's mother. There's a mothering aspect to this because she's literally holding two babies here, which would keep you incredibly busy. But she has these two babies. One which is feeding from her. So again, it is that energy of mother. And maybe that's also what has kind of brought this energy in here. Because I do feel it's got a lot to do with this Earth Mother energy. But this is past energy, remember, Gemini. So maybe you became a mother, but you were still kind of stuck in your past energy as well, but you wanted to kind of move more into the future with it. There's also a sense of trying to kind of keep your world balanced and even and open at the same time, especially with this snake that's kind of curled around everything there as well. In a sense, it's kind of holding you in there. It's kind of forming this kind of circle around you. It's kind of maybe protective energy, actually, is what I'm picking up from that snake. A kind of protection. And we have the Daughter of Wands over the top of the Empress energy here as well. And the Daughter of Wands energy, I do see this as a liberating energy. As a kind of wildness here. A kind of also being part of it all. Because if you see there, she's running with this, I'm not sure exactly what it is. It looks like a unicorn. She's running with this unicorn. Which could also be symbolic of being like a unique part of yourself as well, like your magical self, because the unicorn is seen as being a magical beast. So when I say magical self, it's kind of the inner you, your very essence, shall we say, Gemini. You kind of finding that and running with it. Because there's a real freedom in this card as well. There's a real sense of freedom and having escaped something, or you are escaping something, or you have escaped something, because this again is your past. So maybe you've escaped maybe that's what this was about, the tradition as well, not going down that traditional path in the sense of behaving in a certain way, or what was expected of you, even down to being a mother as well. Because I do get a sense of real joy and freedom in this card here. And movement. There's a lot of movement here. A lot of moving forward, I feel. And it's to do with this energy again. Maybe it's to do with... I just feel like you're releasing yourself. You leaving something behind. Maybe it is that traditional view of the world, or of female energy, or it's like the wild woman is what I'm feeling here. It's like the wild woman within. That raw kind of goddess, empress energy, because that is really what the empress is. It does represent the goddess energy, which isn't often spoken about. So we have the Six of Discs that has come out over the top of this upside down messenger card here. Of you kind of awakening, I feel, awakening to something much deeper. Deeper realization. Even though you've kind of gone through the certain process, I feel as though it's kind of going through different levels of it. And with the Six of Discs here, there is an energy of, it's in reverse, but there is an energy of needing to balance things out, needing to be able to give and receive. And I always find it very interesting, because I think that personality types, there are different types of personalities. There are those who are very giving, but they don't find it easy to receive. And there are those who are very receptive. They take what's given, but they find it very difficult to give. So this is kind of talking about a need for balance here, being able to do both. Because if you can't do both, you're actually blocking, you're actually putting a block between you and the reciprocating person. So if you enjoy giving, then this, but you don't enjoy receiving, then when somebody tries to give something to you and you're supposed to receive it, you're actually stopping them from being able to have that same experience, or that same feelings or sensations that you give when you, or get, sorry, should I say, when you give, when you do the same. So as a receiver, you have to learn to become a giver, and as a giver, you have to learn to receive. Otherwise, there is just this imbalance. An emotional blockage, and possibly even creative blockage. But this is discs, so this is about needing that balance within your environment, needing that reciprocity, needing somebody who wants to do this with you, who wants to be able to give to you as much as you're willing to give to somebody else. And maybe that's also what this is, you kind of waking up to that as well. So this giving and receiving energy. And we also have over the top of this card, which fell out with this, the Fool energy. And it's upright. So it's saying that you are learning as you go along, is what I'm getting from this. This is a new start, a new beginning, but you're learning as you go along, and you're kind of coming to an understanding of that. That you're open to trusting your instincts and learning whatever it is that you're needing to learn. And I see it having gone from this energy here of you kind of forcing an issue and trying to kind of, when I say forcing an issue, kind of trying to force your way upstream against what everybody else is wanting. And here you're kind of dancing in that water, you're doing a handstand, you're kind of like, the freedom is there again. I get this sense of freedom, this sense of happiness. Particularly I feel when you're in tune with nature as well, which may also have a lot to do with this card as well. This kind of realization of nature and everything being connected in that sense. But there is this beginning, there is this kind of opening or this awareness that's beginning to grow within you, Gemini. And this sense of like, I'm ready to start again, I'm ready to kind of begin my life again, I feel, Gemini. You're really kind of in a place of enjoyment. I just get this feeling of enjoyment, of just enjoying. And opening. And over the top of this page of Earth we have the Judgment card, but it is in reverse. So this page of Earth energy, as I was saying, I do feel as though it has got this energy of this young, curious, like early stages of this same energy here, but it's like the childlike energy, like the innocence, the not knowing any better type of energy, like I didn't know any better. And it's at the very heart of your reading as well. And the card that's at the heart of your reading I see as being the kind of focus of attention. It's where the energy's going out and coming back in again. So I see this as being the kind of early stages of your new beginning, if you like, in some ways, Gemini. The curiosity, like I was saying, the kind of open, but it's in reverse. And it has the Judgment card over the top of it. In reverse. And judgment can often be about needing to make a judgment call on something as well. And in reverse, maybe you're reluctant to do so. Page energy can also relate to children. Child energy, innocent energy, still young, learning, needing to be taken care of energy, needing to be nurtured. And this can also be aspects of ourselves as well, that are just kind of beginning to grow within us, that we have to kind of tend to and look after, as if we would do the same to it with a child. So there's a feeling here with this Judgment card as well. Maybe it's you feeling that everybody else is judging you, because it is in reverse. So you may feel as though your world, which to you is great and is full of vitality and joy and happiness, is kind of being frowned upon by this traditional view of how everything should be. And maybe it also makes you question this energy, this kind of innocence, this naivety even. Kind of looking at the world anew, afresh. Because everybody else is kind of telling you it's wrong. Maybe also it's got something to do with people expecting you to be grown up, act like a grown up, stop acting like a child. But you're feeling like a child, Gemini. That's how you are at this moment. You're feeling like a child, and maybe feeling like a child that still needs some guidance here, but not from this energy. Because this energy is just kind of downing on you. It's just, like I say, judging you, making you feel wrong or guilty or bad. It may even be putting you into a place of feeling like you're still a child. But you do have this Ace of Wands here, this bursting out. This is a birth. This is a birth. This is a birth of you. When you kind of, I feel, put all of this in the past. And trust. There's also something about trusting this energy here as well. Because there is this birth. And I do feel as though this is your energy. It could also be, for some of you, it could actually be a birth of a child as well. A new creative endeavour for you. Something new is coming in here with the Ace of Wands. Kind of fiery explosion, and I feel it's connected to this again, this energy that's coming in here, which is coming from this pentacle, which I've never noticed before either, which is quite interesting. This last pentacle here is kind of bringing in all this new energy, this awakening, this kind of, I feel it as a rebirth, as a realigning, as a reawakening, as a connecting to. But it is here, if you look at this card, it's literally you kind of bursting out of this egg, kind of saying, ha, this is me being reborn. This is my creative, fiery passion being expressed, possibly even having found something that you can totally relate to or want to do something with, take it further, build on it, create something. But I also feel it as being a part of your own, like your own awakening to something new, to a new part of you, or a part of you that's been there but not been allowed to fully come into its own, I feel. So with the Six of Water, this energy here, we also have the Eight of Cups here. And what I feel from this card here is holding on to too much at once. Often the Eight of Cups is seen as leaving things behind, walking away from something. But in this card, it's like you're holding on to so much. And maybe it's also why you've got this energy here as well. Maybe this, again, is generational. Maybe this is all the emotions that you're holding on to from possibly other people's emotions, other people's... especially if you've got very empathic energy, kind of taking all of this on board and carrying it for everybody. Maybe that's something that you've always had as a child as well. Maybe this is what you've done since you were a child without possibly even realizing that that's what you've been doing. But it's like filling up all those cups. Filling up all those cups. Holding on to all those cups, all those emotions. All those experiences. And that's a lot of stuff, Gemini. A lot of stuff. And this, of course, is in your future energy as well. Okay. Star, Six of Wands, and the World in reverse. So the star energy here is about a healing. It is also about hopeful understanding, but I also see it very much as her immersing herself in her emotions. And maybe also that's why this is here as well, you immersing yourself in your emotions, trying to work out what is yours and what belongs to somebody else here. You may be empathic, but that doesn't mean that you have to hold on to all of this stuff. And that you can let it go, you can release it. And that's kind of what I'm seeing this eagle as, being able to release what you no longer need to carry with you. Because there is a healing. I mean, this card has healing energy about it as well, or a need to heal something here. And the star is a healing energy. And we also have over the top of it, or with it, should I say, the Six of Wands here, which is a card of victory. I also see it very similar as this energy here as well. So going from this birthing here, this new uprising, this new feeling of kind of like exhilaration and joy and happiness, and it's very much related to root chakra energy though. It's all related to the root, the three lower chakras. So it could also have a lot to do with sexual energy here as well, which can also, Ace of Wands can also be about the birth of a child or the conceiving of a child. So for those Geminis who don't want to have children, just be aware that that is a potential energy. But I am feeling it as this kind of force of something, this force of nature in a way that is kind of being reborn in you, but it's also making you aware of things that you previously haven't been aware of or come to terms with or seen as being a part of your like generational. I'm still getting this energy of generational experiences that you have kind of taken on board. You've kind of carried it for other people here, Gemini. And the star, like I was saying, the Six of Wands being the victory energy here as well. So you may well feel that you are reaching a point of victory and again, I get this kind of sense of a lot of very dynamic energy in this card, a lot of very creative, like you need to focus all that creative energy into something very positive here. Or it's something that you are going to focus all your attention here into, and it's going to become very how am I going to express this? It's like it's kind of very like you're completely charged up is what I'm feeling. It's like a charged up energy. It's like you're really connected with just all this fire and this passion and this driving kind of wanting to achieve something. The Six is often, as a card of victory, it's a initial victory, so there is more that needs to go into this energy. There's more yet to come. It's not a final victory, it's not an ending, a completion, but it is saying that you've reached a certain stage where you can now kind of feel that you are, and in this card it just feels kind of electrified somehow. It's like you can see almost like plugging a socket literally into your body, and your body's just gone like that. It's kind of like charged up energy wise. You're kind of ready to go, you're ready to face the world, you're ready to take on anything is what I'm feeling here. Anything and everything. You kind of do not feel daunted by anything. You don't feel, and it's like fully exposed. You're fully exposed as well in this card. There's nothing left that isn't being shown. So it's kind of, in a way, it's you kind of saying to the world maybe as well. When I say the world, I mean the kind of people that are in your world. This is in reverse again as well. But it's you kind of saying, look, you know, this is me. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. This is what I do. And I'm not going to apologise for it. Is also what I'm feeling from this card. It's come out over the top of this energy here, of course, this king energy, along with this, which could have something to do with the healing. Like I was saying, it could have something to do with masculine energy, father energy, uncle, brother, men in your life. So there is this healing that's taking place, and when it does take place, it kind of brings in this energy. It's just like you. It's just like, this is me. It's how I'm seeing this. But because the world's in reverse as well, and the world talks about cycles, things that are always kind of coming to endings and new beginnings, because when something ends, something new will begin, has to start. But in reverse, it's kind of saying to me, I feel as if things are going to change quite dramatically in your world. And that you may have to kind of let go of a lot of people that have been in your world that are no longer going to fit into your world, is how I'm feeling this. But you will need to say, or take a very close look at those around you, and those that are going to support you and those who are going to work against you, I feel. And again, this could be this energy, is Hierophant energy, even though that is in the past. But I think that's what this World card is saying here. If they're not supporting you, then you don't want them or need them in your world, because your world is shifting and changing and ever evolving. Even if there are some people who try to keep you in the same world, in the same place, in the same ideas, physical locality, just doing the same thing over and over again, which I feel maybe also has something to do with this Two of Discs here as well. Kind of this energy of feeling stuck between the past and the future. So over the top of the Seven of Fire, we have the, the top of Five of Fire, we have the Seven of Fire here. So whereas this card is about you trying to come to terms with your own demons, your doubts, your fears, your self-worth, all that kind of stuff that stops us and holds us back. This card is about you having to deal with other people's ideas, which is again what I feel about this World card here. I think this is you actually saying to people, look, this is you taking a stand here in this Seven of Wands and saying, you know, this is, again, this is me, this is my belief, this is what I feel is right for me. If you don't understand that, if you can't relate to that, if you can't accept that, or let me just be that without having to justify myself all the time, then I'm going to have to like remove you from my world, is kind of what I'm feeling here. So there's going to be an inner battle, And there's going to be an outer battle as well. So as the inner world changes, as you come to terms more with this inner, sense of who you are and your failures and disappointments, maybe also disappointing other people as well. But you do have this card, remember, of this Ace of Cups, who just wants to kind of show you or telling you to be compassionate with yourself here. Compassionate, pour the love into yourself. And when you do that, you will stand up strongly, and the result will be you being able to say to other people, if you're not here to support me, sorry about that, if you're not here to support me, then I'm not interested. Then I'm going to have to keep you at a distance, maybe. But we have over the top of this ace here as well, this ancestral card for me, which again kind of relates to this energy here, generational energy, ancestral energy, wisdom being passed down from generation to generation. Here she's kind of remembering, I suppose, in a way, how she was taught by her mother, maybe her grandmother, how to make fire, and how important that has been for her, and how if she hadn't learned how to do that, she wouldn't have survived. So there is an ancestral element here, and I feel as though there's kind of guidance here as well, love and guidance that is being given to you here, Gemini. Even if you're not aware of it, it is around you. Maybe that's also where this love's coming from as well. You're connecting with this energy here, which is going to give you the love that you need to face your doubts, self-doubts, self-fears. Again, for some of you, it could even be self-loathing or depression. But I feel it's a very positive outcome here. Because I do feel that this connection on an energetic level that you may not be aware of is there, Gemini, is going to become maybe a little bit more apparent to you. Maybe you're going to remember things from your past as well, with this Two of Wands. Maybe it will also help you to move forward as well. Move forward and make new connections maybe as well. So I'm just going to pull you a Ask and It Is Given card here by Abraham Hicks. Abraham and Esther and Jerry Hicks. If you don't know who Abraham is, you may want to go online and look it up. There's lots of information out there. These are the Ask and It Is Given cards. And you have, since every request is granted, I feel no competition. And it's saying each point of view matters. Every request is granted. There is no end to the universal resources that fulfill these requests. Sorry, the light's a bit dim there. And there is no end to the answers to the never-ending stream of questions, and for that reason there is no competition. So it's basically saying that every request is granted. So therefore you don't have to feel as though you need to compete in order to survive, which is one of the big things that we as human beings have kind of been taught that we have to be competitive here, we have to fight for our survival, and this is kind of saying no, actually that isn't true. You don't need to do that. Everything is abundant. There is plenty to go around. And maybe that's also this energy, as I was saying here. We don't have to leave the planet in order to get what we need here. But we are told otherwise. We are told that there isn't enough to go around, and therefore you have to be competitive and fight everybody else. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading, Gemini. And so I do hope that it has been of some help to you, and I do hope that you have got something from it and that you've enjoyed watching it. Also, thank you very much for coming over and actually checking it out for me today. If you have liked it, could you thumbs it up? Because it does help me. The more likes it gets, the more algorithms can pick it up. It kind of gets put out into the bigger YouTube world, and then YouTube take it further out. More people can come back and see my channel and hopefully subscribe to me, which is really what I'm trying to do at this moment, is build my channel. I'm very, very, very close to having my first 100, which for me is very exciting, and I would really appreciate it for anybody else who's out there who wants to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Inspiring Life Changes and to watch it grow with me. It would be lovely to have you here. So could you please subscribe? You can do that by the little button that is on the videos now. So that will bring up a bell, I do believe, as well, where you can decide if you want to know when the videos are coming out. So if you tap that bell, it will tell you when my videos are being released. I do all the zodiac signs, the new moon, the full moons, and all the energy shifts, like the bigger planets, when they shift energy, when they shift signs. I also do readings on them as well. So if there's anybody else out there, Gemini, who you feel may well benefit from this reading, could you also share it so that other people can find it as well? And also comment. If you feel like commenting, that would be great, because it's always nice to receive some feedback. And on that note, Gemini, I'm going to say, please take really good care of yourself, take really good care of anyone else around you who you can at this time, and hopefully I will see you again soon.